Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Uncle Mad here, live braving the elements outdoors to watch the Tennessee Titans take on the Houston Texans. If you follow the channel, you're like, hey, Uncle Mad, shouldn't you be at this game? You go to all the games and do vlogs. Yes, I should be. I was on my way there. I was in the car. I was all set to go when they announced the delayed kickoff time, pushed it back from a noon kickoff local time to 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, that made what was already a difficult situation untenable for me. I've got Christmas Eve dinner plans that require me to do the cooking on a lot of the stuff, so it was already going to be a tight turnaround to go to the game, get home, do all the cooking I needed to do. So ultimately, I had to make the difficult decision to not attend the game. And as I was sitting here watching the game, a friend of mine said, "Hey, you should watch it outside since you were supposed to be outside anyway. Show of solidarity to the fans who did make it to the game." And I thought, what the heck? Why not? I'll do that. So here I am, out on my patio. I'm vlogging it from here, but I also thought, hey, it'd be fun to go live. I got nothing else to do. It's Christmas Eve. We're celebrating. We're watching the Titans. Great day for football. Surprisingly, it's not as bad as you would think it is because the sun is keeping it a little bit warmer than it naturally feels. This is very similar to what I imagine it would be if I was actually in my seats at the Titans game because the sun faces us during the game. So that little extra heat off the sun makes it feel warmer than it actually is. So now I did all. I got my Titans hot cocoa. I got some popcorn, game day snack, as you will. I believe the Texans just kicked a field goal to go up 10-7. Not much really to this game so far. Shockingly, I've not been impressed with the Titans, although that was what you'd kind of expect because literally we're playing like a XFL roster with all the injuries we've got right now. I don't even know who's on offensive line today because we've got so many players out injured on the offensive line. Malik Willis has looked okay, but they're really limiting what they're letting him do, understandably. They're trying to protect him behind that offensive line, but also not just throw him to the wolves when he's, not quite shown that he's comfortable to play fully yet. So it's going to be a very long day for the Titans. Derrick Henry snapped off a couple good runs. He's always going to be the boogeyman for the Texans, hopefully. It's going to go where he goes in this game. It's going to, if he can keep grinding, if he can keep breaking runs, we'll have a chance. If we got to throw the ball, if we got to do any of that, we're probably in trouble. But with the Jaguars beating the Jets Thursday night, we're basically into a situation where the rest of the season doesn't matter at this point. Win, lose, draw today, it seems like it's all going to come down to the final game against the Jaguars, which, shock of shocks, that's just what always happens when it comes to Titans. I don't remember the last time we got to the end of the season where the last game wasn't some type of divisional game that was ultimately going to decide the fate of our season. So we should have seen this coming, 6-7 weeks ago when we were like locked in as like 99% to win the division and make the playoffs. We should have known that it was too good to be true, that something was going to fall apart and lead to it all coming down to that final last game of the season like it always does for us. And Jaguars look good right now. We look like we're falling apart. Tannehill had ankle surgery reportedly with the hopes that he could be back for that game, leading further credence to the fact that these next two games are just completely a wash to get ready for that Jaguars game. I can't see it happening. I mean, he's tough. He's trying to play through a lot, but I mean, to have ankle surgery and be back in basically like really less than 2 weeks is the timeline he's got to get back in. I can't see it happening. Got the Cowboys coming up Thursday night. I will be at that game. That could be a bloodbath. The Cowboys have looked really good recently. Hung 30 plus on the Jaguars and just kind of made some mistakes that cost them that game. Rough stretch here. Rough stretch here for the Titans. Houston, losers of 9 in a row. Titans, losers of 4 in a row. Something's got to give here. Probably going to be the Titans giving today. I mean, we're just with, as Derrick Henry has another just 200-yard rip of a game, I don't see how the Titans have any chance to win this game. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Next year we got New Year's Eve and New Year's Day games. Do we have New Year's Day games or just New Year's Eve? Or just New Year's Day? I don't know. This season has flown by for the NFL. It's hard to believe it's over. All right, Titans coming out on offense. I'll probably just stick with it for this drive and then cut the live stream off just because I just want to jump on and have some fun while I'm sitting outside watching the game. So, low snap to Willis, hand off to Henry. He breaks a few tackles. There's a flag down, of course. I'm sure we were holding on a play where the Texans were in the backfield before we even snapped the ball, but we somehow probably committed a holding play. Offside. Oh, it's a penalty on the Texans. What do you know? We'll pick up 5 yards and just replay the first down. These gloves make it really hard to eat this popcorn. Man. This is not a pretty game for either team. Titans suck. Texans suck. It's cold, although not as cold as I thought it was going to be, as mentioned. Another handoff to Henry. Get it up there, get it up there. First down for Derrick Henry. The Kings up the middle. I got Derrick Henry on my fantasy team, but my fantasy team's kind of unique. We play in like a big, large, multi-division league, so I've already gotten out of my individual league, and now it's basically like total points acclimator for the championship. The top 4 from each division go on to the big championship round. So I'm in that. Got Derrick Henry. It'd be nice if he could rack up some points for me to get some results here, because some of my other key players throughout the season have kind of petered off. Nick Chubb hasn't looked so good since Deshaun Watson took over. None of my wide receivers are any good. Oh, Derrick Henry blown up in the backfield. Good grief almighty. God. I go back and forth on the J-Rob firing. You know, I felt like at the time it probably was warranted, and then there's other times I'm like, he did so much good throughout his tenure here, but every time I watch our offensive line play, I'm just like, he built this. This was the offensive line. You know, obviously there's been injuries that have kind of changed it, but, you know, you also signed the backups. You also signed the reserves. And with Dennis Daly, it's been apparent all season long he's not capable of being an NFL left tackle, and there's just been no attempt to replace him or make any kind of move to even try to replace him. Like, we make a trade, you sign somebody off of somebody else's practice squad or a free agent, and they don't work out, nobody's going to fault you for at least trying to improve the team. But if you just sit on your hands and just don't do anything, that to me is what's unforgivable about the Dennis Daly situation, is that just traded to get him, traded to get a player who's not NFL level quality. 5th round draft pick. That's not even like, that's, you know, on the low end, but a 5th round draft pick. You can get good players in the 5th round. I guarantee if we drafted a left tackle in the 5th round, they'd be better than Dennis Daly. But you trade to get him, and then when you get stuck with him because Taylor Lewan gets hurt, you don't make any attempt to rectify the situation. There's a flag, yeah. Willis went for a draw, got smacked in the head by a Texans player. That's going to be I don't know if you call that roughing the passer, because he wasn't passing. He pulled it down to run. Oh, no, they're not going to call that. It's holding on us. Shock of shocks. It's a hold on us. Golly, Malik Willis just got lariat, clothesline from hell, JBL style in the head. But I guess because he's a runner, that doesn't constitute roughing the passer. Didn't grasp the face mask. I mean, I feel like any other quarterback in the NFL gets that call. Aaron Rodgers gets that call. Joe Burrow gets that call. Patty Mahomes gets that call. Brady obviously gets that call. But Malik Willis, young guy, they go like, oh, he's just running anyway. He's not going to throw the ball. He doesn't get that call. I think any other, you know, high-level quarterback pulls that ball down, they won't just say, oh, he's just running the ball. Big punt by our season MVP, Ryan Stonehouse. Ryan Stonehouse being the team MVP kind of equates to like a situation like David De Gea at Manchester United. He's won player of the season several times over the last few years. And it's like, that's great. We got a really good goalkeeper, really happy. But if your player of the season is your goalkeeper, that probably means it wasn't a very good season, because that probably means you didn't score enough goals or attack enough. And you have to rely on a goalkeeper in the defense side of the ball to be your player of the season. So, Titans, same boat. Best player of the season has been our punter, Ryan Stonehouse. That's never what you want to hear. You never want your punter to be the best player. All right, I'm going to stay alive just for this Texans drive. I'm going to see if the Texans can put the nail in the coffin here, because if they go up 17-7, there's no way we win this game. We don't score more than 17 points a game, so if the Texans score here, it's ball game for the Titans. Well, Texans will win, but it'll be ball game for us. The Texans are crazy today. They're doing like the dual quarterback system. Mills and Driscoll kind of rotating. Sometimes Driscoll and him have been in the same play. It's very interesting to watch because it's like neither one of them is very good, so I guess you just try to throw weird looks, try to keep the Titans on their toes, keep from knowing what's coming. I mean, I don't really think you have to do that against the Titans defense. Oh, big hit in the backfield. Good stop there. Defensive line got good penetration there. Broke up the run and play in the backfield. I don't think it takes much trickeration to beat this Titans defense right now. There's so many injuries. All our cornerbacks are out. Linebacker core is just decimated. I mean, you could just run. I mean, they're down to their, like, third or fourth string running back with their really talented rookie out for the season. But I don't think you got to make it too complicated to win in this game if you're the Texans. But, I mean, also they're probably wanting to see what they've got in these players. They're 9-1. They're in a really bad spot. They might be looking to draft a quarterback, so run both the quarterbacks you got out, see what they got, see if that's anything worth hanging on to. Decide which one to do. Oh, big throw. Deep throw. He was not open. Oh, it kind of fell into a weird shadow of the stadium. Looked like we broke it up. 32, Maben. Thought we cut him months ago, but I guess with everybody hurt, he probably got brought back. Or maybe I just don't remember what happened to him. Cooks had a step, but it was underthrown there on that one, so couldn't come back to the ball. Lucky we didn't get called for pass interference there. Cooks could have made a meal of that and probably got a call, but 4th and 11. We got to stop, it looks like. Punt coming up. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. Not much time left in this half. Texans get the punt off. Robert Woods is on punt return duties today. Traylon Burks is back there too. That's kind of weird. What happened? Did we touch that? What just happened? Did we touch that? I have no idea what happened. Robert Woods was back to return the punt. Burks was back there too, like running back towards him. Did he touch this? Why is he trying to catch that? It doesn't look like it touched him on the initial replay. What is he doing? Don't try to catch a punt over your shoulder. He's like doing like the Willie Mays over the top, over the shoulder catch on the punt. That was insane. What was he thinking? Robert Woods, veteran wide receiver. Once again, another person John Robinson traded to bring to the team is making dumb, boneheaded decisions. He's probably back there because we're like, oh, Robert Woods, veteran receiver. He won't make a mistake if we just put him back there just to catch punts. Almost did. Almost just ruined this game. 2 minutes left. We're about to come up on the 2-minute warning. Derrick Henry, handoff up the middle. Not much there. You know what? I think my wife calling me may have just cut into the stream. That was like the longest my phone's ever rang. Like, I don't know why it didn't just go away. I'm probably going to have to cut this off and call her. She'll be mad at me. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully the Titans can get some points before halftime. I'm also vlogging everything that's happening today, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel with the bell turned on for notifications. Let's pray that the Titans can do something. We got to get some points before halftime. Let's go Titans.